Hi, Founder fans. Jason here. Welcome to Founder of the Day. Trivia. We're going to be playing trivia because it's Trivia Day. If you're here, let me know so I know who's playing. We'll give it a second while people roll in. I have to apologize that it has been several weeks since we've done trivia. The summer times are crazy. I don't know what to say, but anyone popping in, we're just getting started. Let me know you're here so we know who's playing. Delaying the game a little bit so that we can give people the opportunity to come on in. Really interesting. I'm using a new tool today to stream this live. Don't love it, to be honest with you. It's supposed to be easier, but it is not. If you saw the countdown at the beginning, it didn't count down. Don't know why. Just sat there at 49 seconds is the number they chose to hang around at. Hey, Colonel, thank you, or Misfit. Yeah, things happen. It's summertime. It's tough. It's Friday night in the summer, so what's going to happen? Hi, Ashley. Colonel, thank you for coming. Guys, while you're here, I have a bit of an announcement. I've been doing a ton of work, like I said, trying to figure out this new platform. I've also released a whole slew of new merchandise on my website, which I will give a little bit of a reveal here. It's the new hat. It's not how I wear it, but you need to see it on the screen. I came up with this. I'm going to do one of these too. Whammy. I came up with this new design, this like stylized Betsy Ross flag. Don't know how I came up with it. It just kind of came out one day, and I said, I need to put that on everything. I'm actually going to bounce over real quick to the internet to show you. I've got it in different colors. I've got it for kids one in rainbow colors. This one's pretty cool. It says, "And the Pursuit of Happiness" on the back. I actually have one right here, which I am super pumped about. They fit a little tight on the arm, so you know, keep that in mind. You might want to buy a bigger one, but got some stickers, Pursuit of Happiness t-shirts, got a new Founder of the Day shirt. So if you guys are interested in supporting this channel and wearing cool merch, I only made this stuff because I wanted it, and I figured I'd put it out there for you guys. If you use the promo code FounderFan, then you can get 10% off, because that pretty much is at cost. And I want you guys to know that. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, they're really cool. So I got them in black in the demo ones, but the t-shirt comes in black and blue. The hoodies come in red, blue, or black. There's these sweet mugs. These are tin mugs I made. Got a bunch of stickers. I have them with the blue line and the red line for policemen or firemen also. So check that out. founderoftheday.com/shop. Use the promo code FounderFan. I'm legit now. Well, so like I actually put merch on my shop like a year and a half ago, which I know some of you bought, but then I just I've neglected it. I put up there and neglected it, and that's stupid because I have a whole bunch of new ideas. Suddenly I made this one logo kind of when I was just messing around, and then I was like, oh, I have like 1,000 ideas for shirts. So check it out. Right now the promo code 10% off FounderFan. Yada yada yada. I hate doing the self-promotion thing, but I'm like really pumped. Like this is a bit like I'm speechless. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out. What do you say we play some trivia? Like I said, I'm using a different program that's gonna screw me up a little bit, and I don't know which cards. I made this last week for trivia that didn't happen, so I'm just gonna read it off the screen. I know I have cards somewhere, and everyone left. Okay, sorry. Okay, what happened at Guildford Courthouse on March 15th, 1781? I think these are the cards. They're just out of order. Yes. What happened? If anybody wants to tell me, I know some people left because I did the self-promotion thing. Because I'm, you know, I don't like doing the self-promotion thing, but I love this hat. I started wearing trucker hats recently. Again. And, yeah, I like it. What happened? Although, problem is people will pop on and see me for the first time and be like, what's with this dude with the hat? Ashley, going with the classic Battle of Guildford Courthouse. Yeah, that's correct. The importance of it is it's in the South in 1781, as you noticed, so it's about 6 months before Yorktown. Major General Nathaniel Greene, with 1,500 Continental troops and 3,000 militiamen, battled General Charles Cornwallis and his 1,900 troops. The Americans eventually retreated, but Cornwallis lost 1/4 of his army. A giant battle. And we recently spoke about Daniel Morgan when we spoke about Elizabeth Barry yesterday, she warned Daniel Morgan about Bannister Tarleton. So that was the Battle of Cowpens, and the Battle of Cowpens took out a big chunk of Cornwallis's army, and then the Battle of Guildford Courthouse also took out a big chunk of the army and really helped lead to the victory in the Revolution. I can't seem to get the word. Can't pronounce Guildford. I can't pronounce Cowpens. Can't pronounce Monmouth. It's tough. Life's tough. I probably should have done that. There you go, Ashley. Nailed it. Battle of Guildford Courthouse. All right. Let's see. Who's next? This is one of the Constitution questions, not necessarily directly related to the American Revolution, but related to the Constitution and vicariously the Revolution at large. Does the Bill of Rights apply to the states as well as to the federal government? Does the Bill of Rights apply to the states as well as the federal government? Anyway, waiting. I forgot to copy this while I talk about it. Let's see. We got comments coming in. Yes, we have Ashley. I'm the only one playing. I guess Misfit bounced on us. Ashley coming in with yes. And the answer is partially. Well, it was a trick question. You couldn't get it right, couldn't get it wrong. In part, but not in whole. It said on the card. Over time, the Supreme Court has interpreted the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause as incorporating many of the Bill of Rights' guarantees to the states as well as the federal government. The concept of incorporation has dealt with such fundamental rights as freedom of speech, press, religion, assembly, and petition. But the court has not held the states subject to some of the other rights, such as the right to bear arms or the right to a jury trial in a civil case. So, certain bills of rights do apply, and certain ones do not. It's interesting, the right to bear arms, the states are not held to follow through with, I think is very interesting. Okie dokie, why don't we do one more? The guy of the day on this card is Benedict Arnold. So we're going to have some Benny Arnold fun today. Here's the next question. True or false? Benedict Arnold was once a hero to the American Patriots. It's my crazy face. And if you've watched this channel for really any amount of time, you'll probably know what the answer is to that. We'll see who gets it. We'll see who gets it. See what comes in. I just have to tidy something up as we do. Let's see. And here we are. Going back. Okay, Ashley saying true. Someone just popped in. Whoever just popped in got new shirts. And what do you think? Benedict Arnold? American hero? They're not answering. Okay, I figured I'd leave this unfaced. Yeah, Ashley has been here before. Anyone who's been here before knows the answer is true. The whole reason Benedict Arnold's treason was so much more important than anyone else there were other people who committed treason during the Revolution, didn't matter so much. Benedict Arnold was a major general. Benedict Arnold was a war hero. The soldiers themselves loved Benedict Arnold, looked up to him in awe. Or awe. I'm not sure how it's supposed to. I know how it's supposed to be pronounced. Come on. All right, one more question about Benedict Arnold, a little bit, and then we'll move on to our, we're going to talk about Tommy Jeff's extended family. True or false? Profiteers took advantage of the Continental Army by charging high prices. Now, that's profiteers, not privateers. Profiteers were people who, well, profited off the war, and they sold goods to, well, both sides, but including the Continental Army. Now, the question is, were they patriots who gave great deals to the Continental Army, or were they patriots who didn't give good deals to the Continental Army? Let's see, Ashley coming through with the true. I guess Colonel left. Everyone else is just watching around. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to give it a second. We're going to see. Does anybody else have a... Oh, someone popping in. What do you think? Profiteers, did they take advantage of the Continental Army by charging high prices? I'm trying to be patient. For whoever just popped in, not that patient. True. It is true. You know, Profiteers kind of gives it away. There were a lot of people who sold goods to the Continental Army, food, provisions, army supplies, you know, war. Not, I don't want to say machines of war, but powder, bullets, guns, balls, as they would have called the bullets. And yeah, a lot of them saw this army in very desperate situation and said, "Oh yeah, I'll sell you some stuff. It's gonna cost you though." So well played, Ashley. Let's see. We pop through one more. No, you know what? It's time. Let's head on over to the interweb. Oh, look at that. My new merch just happens to be back up on the screen. That's some of my old merch down there. New merch. If you guys like it, use the promo code FounderFan and you will get 10% off. Meanwhile, we're going to go talk about Thomas Jefferson. Now, it's been a while since we played trivia, but if you do recall, we had discussed George Washington and then George Washington and then John Adams's posse, as they call it. Basically, people involved with their administration. And today we're talking about Thomas Jefferson. We need to know who was involved with the Tommy Jeff administration, and also some family down here. So, we only need one of each, because you see these numbers means there's more than one correct answer. We only need one correct answer from each one. We have 5 minutes to get all 16. I am going to hit play quiz when I see one of you give me an answer. We're looking for... Someone should be able to figure out who was president when Thomas Jefferson was president. So if you want to let me know who that was, I'll hit play quiz and type that name in. He had 2 vice presidents, one of whom is very famous. The other one's really important. Ashley, getting it started. Ashley's like, I'm the only one playing today. I'm just going to rock through it. Jefferson. Okay, who was one of his VPs then, Ash? Or anyone else who's here, please feel free. Burr, absolutely, and George Clinton. President pro tempore of the Senate. That's a really difficult one. Madison was Secretary of State. We got to get there. Oh, he also somehow brought up all the illegitimate children. Oh, James Madison Hemmings. Okay, that's kind of a cheap way out. The nickname of one of his servant children. Anyway, we got it. We're looking for a Secretary of War. Hint: Secretary of War was part of Aaron Burr's journey through the Maine wilderness, and they ate the future Secretary of War's dogs. So Clinton, we already got. Yeah, he's the other vice president. Like you said, we only need one from each position. Speaker of the House is tough. President of pro tempore of the Senate is going to be real tough. Attorney General is part of one of the big families of Virginia. Nope, I lied. That person left. That was the Adams administration. I was thinking Charles Lee. This guy was... Oh, senior officer of the Army. One of the villains of the Revolution. Let's see, was it Lee? Does that count? No, but... yeah. Charles Lee was under, not the bad Charles Lee, the good Charles Lee was under John Adams, and then he would later testify during the Marbury and Madison case. He was on the prosecution and would interview one of his... I'll put it like this. The guy shares a last name with one of the most famous presidents of all time. Not a revolution president. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is a good one. Yes. Oh, they want first name. Martha. Yep. Jay is not. John Jay left Chief Justice to go be governor of New York. Not Roosevelt. That's a great guess. The great uniter. The great emancipator. Lincoln, yes, Levi Lincoln, unrelated. Also, Caesar Augustus Rodney is important. Washington, that's a good guess. Let's see. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court would be appointed as a midnight judge just before Jefferson got there. He would be Chief Justice for 35 years almost. He's one of the most important Chief Justices of all time. He's kind of inarguably the most important Chief Justice in American history. Okay. Senior officer of the Army, we spoke about at length recently. He's the great villain. He's the guy who's... Yes, Marshall is absolutely right. Thank you, Ashley. Secretary to the President. Oh, whoa, okay. There's a famous journey to the West. There's a someone just fell downstairs. I'm listening to see how hurt they actually are. Famous journey to the west. Let's see. No answers come through. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Heard someone fall down and get hurt. They're all right. They'll be fine. Ambassador. Okay, fun. These are fun. What do you think, Ashley? Should I help you out? So it's just me and you. There are other people watching. Just watching me sweat and not participating, which is fine. You come here to learn. I would love if you guys participated. Let's see. There's 1 minute left. Let's see how many I can add in for you. Let's see how I can help. Added to the Supreme Court was Livingston. Okay, Ash, I got you. Okay. Ambassador Robert Livingston I would have gotten. I would have probably said James Monroe as ambassador because he and Robert Livingston made the Louisiana Purchase. Henry Brock Holst Livingston we discussed recently, part of the Livingston family. You did get the First Lady. Secretary to the President was Lewis, as in Meriwether Lewis, as in left his job as secretary to Jefferson when Jefferson hired him to go get Clark and journey westward. Senior officer of the Army is Wilkinson. Just the worst guy. Secretary of the Navy, Stoddart. No, he was, that's, okay, so Stoddart was Adams and he was acting. Oh, man, I'm having trouble. Is it a Barry, maybe? No. I'm having trouble with that one. President Pro Tempore, Muhlenberg? No. President Pro Tempore. Oh, I only have 8 seconds left. Clay? No. Adams? No. Okay, I ran out of time. Let's see. President Pro Tempore of the South. We have a bunch of guys I don't know. Millage, Bradley, Smith, Anderson, Franklin, Brown, Bradley, Baldwin. And it's not the Franklin you're thinking of. Interesting. Nathaniel Macon, I should have gotten him as Speaker of the House. I should have known that one. Okay, I'm embarrassed now. Secretary of the Treasury. Okay, I didn't read that. Obviously, Albert Gallatin, one of the most important people in history because he disagreed with everything Hamilton had to say, but he's one of the few founders who actually understood what he had to say. Henry Dearborn. Okay, I was hinting at that before when I said they ate his dogs in the journey through the Maine wilderness. It was Henry Dearborn. So I'd already thought of him and forgot. Robert Smith was Secretary of the Navy. Yes, Robert Smith, not of the cure, of the American Revolution. There it is. All right, guys, let's head on back over here. Gonna pop up the trivia. We're gonna move on. That was question number the 4th. So we're gonna go to number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What usually happened to spies when they were caught? Uh-oh. That's a tough one. What usually happened to spies when they were caught? During the American Revolution. I love how there are people, everyone watching who doesn't want to hang out, or doesn't want to play, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate you guys coming and listening along. I just really want to put that out there. I'm not being facetious or sarcastic. I genuinely appreciate that you guys are listening along to learn a little bit with the rest of us. That being said, I might tease you a little bit, and someone left as soon as I acknowledged them. Anyway, yeah, Ashley, they were hung. They were hung for espionage. Because espionage is certainly not cool. Benedict Arnold was not hung. He got away with it. Good for you, Benny. Good for you. Question number the 6th. True or false? Benedict Arnold was hanged for treason. Whoops. I just gave that one away. Whoopsie doodle. What are you going to do? Let's see if anyone was paying attention to what I literally just said. False. Okay. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, false. Anyone popping in? Ashley's playing by herself if you want to come join. Whatever reason. Oh. Get rid of that. Come on, false. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm using this new program. Don't love it. Anyone popping in too? Got a whole bunch of new merch. Definitely check it out. Link below. Down in the description. Use the promo code FounderFan for 10% off. Anyway, next question. That was number 6. We are on number 7. True or false? Members of the Sons of Liberty were considered traitors in Britain. Members of the Sons of Liberty. And I'll remind you, the Sons of Liberty were there at the beginning of the Revolution. You know, they were still technically around throughout the war, but they were really more important at the beginning of the war compared to the end. And Ashley said, I'm not even going to wait on anyone anymore. Can I amber it? There it is. True. So the card said true. I'm a little bit about it because, well, the war hadn't started yet. Like I said, the war starts. Sons of Liberty around for like a decade before the war even starts, and then once it does, they kind of fade into the background and it's taken over by the revolutionary governments. And even before the like independence is declared, we have. Even before independence is declared, you have the royal governors dissolving the colonial assemblies, and then these shadow governments popping up, the committees of correspondence or provincial governments or conventions or whatever they called them in the different colonies. They were essentially shadow governments that popped up. And then once that happened, you really don't see a lot of the Sons of Liberty, because now the Sons of Liberty were guys who were rabble rousers. Now the people who are rebelling are not the rabble. They are the elite for the most part. And sorry, popping candy. You don't often see. How do I say? The Sons of Liberty were generally the middling classes, or the mob, as they were often called, and they were not seen as treasonous because they were just the mob. Of course, they were rabble rousing. That's just what regular people do, according to those in power. The real treason, and it was a customary for patriots to fight for their liberties, for Englishmen to fight for their liberties, both against external foes and within. So this is what the card says, is that they were considered traitors, but I just don't see the Sons of Liberty really being considered treasonous in any fashion as compared to once the Declaration of Independence comes along. Now that's treason with a capital T. But you got it right, Ashley. That's what the card says, so we're going with it. All right, let's pop another query here on this Benedict Arnold card. What was Benedict Arnold going to give the British in exchange for his treason? Ooh. Question mark. What was Benedict Arnold going to give the British in return for, being the worst American ever? It's going to be a little bit of a tough question. A little tough here. A little tough. Little tough Taylor. Misfit, welcome back. West Point. You left Ashley hanging there for a while, Misfit. West Point. It was a fort. Yes, it was West Point, which was a fort, is now, I guess, technically still a fort, but now more known as a military academy for officers of the Revolution, for officers of the American Army today. He was essentially handing over West Point, but with it, an army, like one of Washington's armies. Benedict Arnold was one of the top-ranking generals in the Continental Army, and he had a lot of men under his command who essentially his lives were sacrificing. So when we talk about Arnold and all the things he did, how heroic he was, how the Continental Congress repeatedly and publicly screwed him, you can start to sympathize with Arnold and say, he spent all his money, he wasn't reimbursed, he went totally bankrupt, he lost the use of one of his legs almost entirely, and he was made to look terrible at a time where your honor was the most important thing in the world. And so you can almost sympathize with him, but then you have to remember when he's going to hand over West Point, and with it, soldiers. And most of the regular everyday soldiers would then be put on prison ships where they probably would die. So he was actually willing to sacrifice the lives of hundreds of people for what essentially is a petty reason. Although, again, at the time, what we would consider petty was an honor thing. Didn't he promise to capture George Washington? So, no, he never made that claim. That would have been really difficult. Like, impossible. If he had tried to assassinate George Washington, that would have been doable, because he had access to George Washington. Granted, it would have been hard to get away with, because all the other people there would have grabbed him immediately. Kidnapping George Washington, who's surrounded by an army at all times, and even if not with his army, he has like a personal guard. Caleb Gibbs ran what was called Washington's Life Guards, and they were kind of like the Secret Service operates today for a president, where they were just always guarding his tent so he could sleep soundly. There was always men awake and ready to guard. Although Thomas Hickey did almost get access to Washington by joining that guard. But no, I don't think he would have ever been able to actually kidnap George Washington or capture George Washington with any success. Now, that being said, he was going to hand over West Point. He didn't know George Washington was coming to hang out. That's the thing, is like Arnold, when Major Andre is found out communicating with Arnold, Arnold runs away as Washington's entering the building. And I'm not sure he knew Washington was coming. If he did, he did know Washington was coming, but he didn't realize Andre would get captured. He did not expect, really, Washington to be at West Point when it was taken. That would have made it a lot harder, because, again, Washington's going to bring an army with him wherever he goes. So, it's a lot easier to kind of accidentally sacrifice a fort if you have less soldiers. Everyone got screwed by Congress. We think about that's why they're struggling to keep men in the army. Yeah, absolutely. They wouldn't pay anyone. That's why in the later stages of the war, you see mutinies left and right. The Pennsylvania line mutinies twice. New Jersey line mutinies. The Newburgh conspiracy is a bunch of the officers and generals of the army saying, what is going on in Philadelphia right now? What do they think they're doing? So yeah, the Continental Congress did a good job of screwing people. Though, that was a lot of arguing within. It wasn't necessarily intentional screwing. Well, some of it was. For Arnold, yeah, some people were certainly doing that, but yeah, it's a really interesting little convention they had there for a while in the Continental Congress. Why don't we pop over and do another question? Question the 9th. Who was the defense attorney for the British soldiers that were involved in the Boston Massacre? So we're done with that card. We've moved back onto these Revolution cards. Who was the defense attorney for the British soldiers involved in the Boston Massacre? And here's a double bonus question. Who was the lead prosecutor against the Boston Massacre? The soldiers. Who was trying to get the harshest possible punishment for the soldiers involved with the Boston Massacre? So it's a two-part question. First of all, who was defense attorney? That one's a little bit commonly known. Number two, who was lead prosecutor? And I see Colonel and Ashley coming in here with the correct answer. John Adams. Believe it or not, future president of the United States, one of the most important American founders, John Adams, after the Boston Massacre, did defend the soldiers who committed the massacre. It was... that was Sam Adams' idea, actually. They wanted to prove to the world that they weren't just backwater hooligans, that they were civilized people living in Boston. And that's why the decisions being made in Parliament were so wrong. They weren't just doing it to some redneck hillbillies out in the colonies in North America. They were taking away the liberties of a free people and enlightened people. Now, no one seems to know who the prosecutor was. It was Payne. Something Payne. What's his name? Robert Treat Payne. How do you forget Treat? Robert Treat Payne was the prosecutor. And he was friendly with Adams. They would have a little bit of disagreements going to the Second Continental Congress, because they do join Sam Adams. It's funny, the prosecutor and the defense attorney in the Boston Massacre then joined Sam Adams and John Hancock to go to the Second Continental Congress. It seems that at the Second Continental Congress, Sam Adams and John Hancock thought it would be a good idea to bring their lawyers with them, because when the Second Continental Congress, I'll remind you, Lexington and Concord They were there to get the gunpowder and arrest Sam Adams and John Hancock, who were in Lexington on their way to the Second Continental Congress. And they were to be arrested so they couldn't go to the Second Continental Congress. They get away, and while they're getting away, the Revolutionary War breaks out because they're getting chased down. And they thought everyone else might be a little bit upset. So they brought some lawyers to settle things out. Colonel Sam Quincy and Robert Payne. Yeah, that's a good point. Samuel Quincy was also on the prosecuting team. I probably should not have left him out. Samuel Quincy, not someone I know a ton about. I believe Josiah Quincy is a sibling or cousin of his who was a little bit more of a prominent founder. And someone was with John Adams. Wasn't the whole defense team. I'm blanking right now on who served with him. It might have been Joseph Haley, but I'm not entirely positive. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Samuel's brother was on the defense team. Oh, Josiah Quincy was he on the defense? Okay, okay. We're gonna have to look this up. Come on, team, come with me. We're looking it up. If I can find where we're going. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Josiah Quincy. I think it was Josiah Quincy. I'm going to Wikipedia. It's the worst possible way, but oh no, he was born late. Oh, I'm looking for his dad. Where's his? Josiah Quincy II was a lawyer in Patriots. He was the principal spokesman of the Sons of Liberty in Boston and was John Adams' co-counsel during the trials of Captain Thomas Preston. I feel good that I figured that out, and I feel really good, Ashley. Misfit, that you helped me bring the Quincy's together. As soon as I saw the name Quincy, I was like, like I said, I didn't know a ton about Samuel Quincy, but I was right. I knew Josiah Quincy was involved. Yada yada, lottie dotty da. Anyone popping in? We're playing some games here. We're really trying to do trivia, but we got caught a little off guard. Because when we play trivia, we learn new things, and sometimes we got to double check our work. Now, of course, thank you for the likes. Anyone popping in? I got some new merch. Check out the link below. Use the discount code FounderFans. I came up with this flag, this stylized Betsy Ross flag. Got all sorts of sweaters and a bunch of other stuff. So if you like it, check it out. Samson Salter Blowers and Robert Auchmuty were also part of Adams' team too. Well, those are great names. Really happy with those names. Not super familiar with them. They did have teams, of course. Many of their not underlings. All the lawyers would have student lawyers working for them. That would be part of their teams too. So I would not be surprised if some of those names that you're throwing out there were law students working for those gentlemen. Though, again, I'm not actually super familiar with those names. I should definitely write articles about them, it seems. Thank you for the inspiration, Colonel. I need my notebook. I lost my notebook. It's buried under all this merch I got. I got so much. Like, if I take a sip of water, I can promote it. And the hoodies are super cool, too. They run a little tight in the arms, but got the... Oh, got that. And the Pursuit of Happiness, which I really like. It's positive, but still revolutionary. It's got the little thing on the front. Anyway, read about the Boston Massacre, but I did have to Google their names. All right, well, thank you for your Googling. Let's continue. Oh, John Adams. Okay, getting closer to the end now. Oh, why did that not go away? What is going on? There it is. Like I said, I'm using a new program. Don't love it. It's not as easy as the old one. Why did the revolutionaries invade Canada? I should get some music. Because I keep wanting to sing the Jeopardy theme, but then I definitely get copyright infringement labeled, so I can't do that. So I gotta come up with some, like, music, because I could pretty easily put it on here and just hit a button and make it be like... Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Right? You gotta go with Yankee Doodle, right? I would imagine. It's stalling while you guys really think about this. it comes from one of these cards with pretty long answers, so I forget how I narrowed it down. I did narrow it down on here. Maybe fort and waterways. Okay. Yeah, there's not really a good answer. Hey, Nick, what's up? Okay. Strategy is the one-word answer I can narrow it down to. Yes, you're pretty much right. The fort they were looking for is Quebec City, because it would be harder for the British to invade if they could at least take over up to Quebec, if not Halifax. Then it would be really difficult. They'd have to invade by water. Absolutely, Ashley, there were resources, definitely resources in Canada they needed. Gunpowder, manpowder. As Nick says, they did want to try and get the French Canadians to also join the cause. Strategically, it would have been easier to keep the British at bay from Quebec, because they couldn't come down the waterways of the St. Lawrence River. Unfortunately, they were unable to do that. Not only did they come down the St. Lawrence River, but they were pretty easily able to come down Lake Champlain, which leads to Fort Ticonderoga, and then Lake George just under that. Pretty easily, both in the second year of the war, and then more famously the following year when they came down for the Battle of Saratoga. So you're all right, in part. There are a lot of reasons that strategically invading Canada was good. They did want to get the French Canadians to join the cause, though that was not without controversy. Not a lot of people like Catholics, especially in New England at the time. And being friendly with them, well, not great, but it was a wartime. Sometimes you gotta be friends with your enemies during wartime, and that was kind of how it was looked at. Now, the French Canadians didn't. Some Canadians did join the fight, but French Canadians really didn't want to join on board, because Great Britain, through the Quebec Act, which is the Americans thought was one of the intolerable acts, but the Canadians, through the Quebec Act, were allowed to keep their French laws, not just their Catholic religion, but their French laws, which differed greatly from how England worked. And this was a good idea for Great Britain, because then they weren't having problems with rebellions in French Canada. They did have some other problems with rebellions not far away, obviously, but on the face of it, it actually is one of the better decisions they made, because why would you want to push a whole civilization of people into one, like, here's your new laws, you're English now, deal with it. And they're like, oui. Well, no, the French word for no, I think it's no, right? No. Anyway, so much for 5 years of French class in high school. It didn't end well. I just remember a 1776 strategy game and getting wrecked by the British trying to capture the resources. Cool. I want to know what game that is. Actually, I did leave a link in the Discord below. Tomorrow night, I'm going to live stream playing Rebellion 1776. If anyone wants to play against me in that, go to the Discord channel, link in the description below. First one to say it will be the first person I play. I'm not sure what time we can work that out. Probably later, probably like 9 o'clock or so at night. Play through once. I'll comment about the war and strategy. I've played it before on this channel a long time ago, and I really want to play it again. And I'd like to play it with someone else. I actually have a real life version of it I play with a friend, but I like to play with you guys. So if that's something you're interested in, we could try it out here. I was thinking about moving it over to Twitch, because I don't know if I want to fill too much gaming up on this particular channel, but you know, just try to experiment and do more fun stuff about the American Revolution. So let me know. So strategy. Okay, and now my big last question here is, who were the signers of the Articles of Confederation from North Carolina? There are 3 correct answers. Now, I would put a countdown here, except because I'm using a new program, apparently the countdowns don't want to work. So, can anyone name any of the signers of the Articles from North Carolina? I will say at least one of these people was also a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, Carl. Okay, I was right, Colonel. Thank you for confirming. No, but it's none. But whatever. Let's see. Let's see who knows what. Who knows what? Charles Carroll, nice try. Carroll is a Marylander. He was a Catholic, one of the few Catholics in the American side of the Revolution. And yeah, that's pretty much it. No, he's actually the longest living signer of the Declaration of Independence. Oh, whammy! We got Colonel coming in with a correct answer. Penn. And, oh, Ashley with Williams. John Williams. Pendleton would have been South Carolina. Yeah, and Nick, just to double back real quick. Charles Carroll of Carrollton. There were two Charles Carrolls that signed the Declaration. Charles Carroll and his cousin Charles Carroll of Carrollton. Charles Carroll, both Catholics. The Carroll family was one of the only Catholic families in Maryland, which had originally been established by Catholics 100 years earlier, but then once England got more involved, it was illegal to hold office for Catholics. So this is the first time you see really any Catholics in America holding office in the 1700s or later. And they're one of the ones who changed some minds, especially about French Canadians, when the New Englanders come down saying, hey, can you believe this? We're Puritans, and they have Catholics up there. And the other colonies were like, yeah. Like, we don't love Catholics over here, but we don't really care. Let's see. The last one's really difficult. I'm going to give it to you. It is not Josh Hartnett, Cornelius Harnett. Real quick about these guys. John Penn was an early revolutionary. He ends up, he's the one who signed, he also signed the Declaration of Independence. And then he sticks around to sign the Articles of Confederation. So a pretty important guy from North Carolina. I hope I've been saying North Carolina this whole time. Cornelius Harnett is, I don't know a ton about him, but I do know he actually dies, he's captured by the British at one point. And he is released, but he gets sick in captivity and dies before the war ends. And then John Williams, I know almost nothing about. He's one of the founders of the University of North Carolina. Well, what do you know? Colonel in the North Carolina Militia. Great. Oh, he was at Moores Creek Bridge. Okay, so that's pretty big, important battle, as they say. So, guys, now that there's three of us playing at least, closing down the end here. Why don't we bounce over to the internet? It's been almost a month since we've rocked through this, so I'm a little curious to see if the three of you can make it happen. For anyone who's hanging out watching, has never played before, feel free to jump in. We're about to name 243 American founders if we do it right. We have 20 minutes to do so. We are focusing on founders who are participating in the legislative branch, so you may see a few names that are not on this list that you might expect, because they were generals in the war. But we're focusing not on the war, we're focusing on the legislature, which includes any delegate to the First Continental Congress, any signer of the Declaration of Independence, any signer of the Articles of Confederation, any delegate to the Constitutional Convention, whether they signed or not, and anyone who was a member of the First House of Representatives or First United States Senate in 1789. It's quite a list of names. Now, I'm ready when you are. If you've been here before, you know the drill. I'm going to wait till I see a name pop up here, and then I'm going to hit play quiz because I'm 4 seconds ahead of you guys. So, when a name pops up, I'm going to hit play quiz, and I'm going to start rocking through it. I would say start with the big six because we don't want to miss any of the easy names. And Ashley's giving us going way. Hamilton. Let's see. Hamilton from the Camillus defense, as we spoke about this week. Franklin. Old Man River. Galloway. Yes. Hi, sarcastic to me. Tomelito. Sarcastic Tomelito. Yes, Joseph Galloway absolutely counts. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. Washington. Jefferson. Adams. Monroe. J. Harnett. Franklin. Oh, we already did Franklin. Did we do Madison? No, we did not. Monroe, we did. Paca. Gary. Jackson. Williams. Williamson. Oh, actually, Nick caught on to the Williamson thing. Giles. Reed. Housestone. Sinnickson. Now, sarcastic, don't be turned off by all the names. We've played this a bunch of times. And Galloway is a really good guess. He does count, even though he ended up being a loyalist. Houston, Reed. And just type in whatever names you think are right. It's better to say it twice than not say it at all. Harnett. Wait, Houston. Houston. I was greeting our new friend, and I got a little lost there. Penn. Livingston. Did we do that? Nope. Hanson. Livermore. Stockton. Johnson. Why would I put an A? Patterson. Johnston. Hart. Ingersoll. Sini. Ames. Conti. Aesop. Dickinson. Dana. Oh, everyone's doing Dana at the same time. I like it. Dalton. Bland. Walton. Coles. With, not White. Page. Wentworth. All right. It's a pretty hot start. Bourne. Wadsworth. Dehart. Good. Don't want to forget him. Ellsworth. Doing the worths, I see. Nope. Dehart. Wadsworth. Ellsworth. Bloodworth. Van Dyke. Langworthy. Jackson, the greatest secretary of all time. Nope, someone already did it, I guess. Sorry, Nick, all that hard work. Martin, Mason, Ash, Mercer, Kinsey. And I know you're teasing me, Nick. I know that what you mean by that is Charles Thompson is the greatest secretary of all time, and William Jackson is... I always called him half a turd, but he does a lot of cool things throughout his career. It's just being a secretary of the Constitutional Convention is not one of them. Mercer, did I do that? Yes. Kinsey, did it. Gale, Floyd. Oh, Floyd, Benson, Sylvester, Rodney, Winnett, St. Clair, Lansing, Yates. They definitely go together. I'm glad you put them together, actually. Hathorne. Yep, I get it. I see what you're going for. Sherman, Moore, Lynch, Elsie. Bartlett is absolutely correct. I don't think we've done him yet. Well played. Welcome to the team. Thanks for coming. Stanton, Parker, Hartley. Hey, Jeremy. Long time no see. You already mentioned my favorite guy. Yeah, right off the bat, someone new. It was sarcastic's only guess. Harnett. Witherspoon. And check it out. Use the promo code FounderFan, 10% off on my new merch. Link in the description below. Oh, gotta keep up. Sherman, Livermore we did earlier. We did one of the Reeds. There we go. Did we do both of them? Yep. Good. Hugh, Golds, Borough, Rush, Brown, Ross, White, Few, Rodney, Rodney. I guess we did it anyway. Matthews, Baldwin, Stone, Collins, Payne, Carroll. Oh, we were talking about him. Almost forgot. Chase. That's at least two. Clark, Braxton, Wadsworth. I think we did with the Worths. That's okay. Monroe we did way early. Yep. Bartlett. Yeah, our new friend just did Bartlett. Elsie, I think it was. Yes. Clymer. With. We did with. Hamilton. All right. Anyone who's new here, just type in names. Hancock. I don't know if we did Hancock. There it is, Jeremy. Thanks for coming back. Henry. Nelson. Is there another Henry with something else at the beginning? Gadsden. Muhlenberg. Randolph. Payne. I did Payne. Sinixon, I think we did. Van Rensselaer. Lynch. Must have done Lynch. Leo, that's a whole bunch. Well done. Wolcott, I think we did. Maclay. Jacobson. Nope. Alsop, do we do? Yep. McHenry, there it is. Whipple. Smith. Blair. Hughes. Henry. Davy. Oh, we did Henry, that's alright. Davy, we did not do. Baldwin, do we do? Yeah, I think we did that earlier. That's correct, though. Telfair. Harvey. Tucker. Thatcher. Trumbull. Ashley, come through with the T's. Nelson. Oh, we did Nelson. Thornton. Ellery. Elmer. Oh, man. Ashley, what are you? You're just alphabetizing them now? I mean, T comes before E if you really want to do it. Okay, Jerry, we got. Walker, we didn't get. Grayson, did we do? First person to die in office in the United States Senate. Harrison. Hughes, I think we just did. Yep. Lewis is at least 2. I think, at least 1. Hooper. Hanging with Mr. Hooper. White, I think we did. Hopkins. Brown. Hopkinson. Gunn. Griffin. Penn. Ooh, Morris. Don't miss Morris, one of my kids' names. Hawkins. Benjamin Hawkins. Just did him this week. Mifflin. Did him last week, maybe? I discussed him with Michael Troy recently, actually. Rush. Ooh, the good doctor. Maclay. Klingon. Ross. Alright. Spate. Rhodes. Must have done Rhodes is Rhodes. No E. Okay. Weird name. Izzard. Harrison. Harrison, yep, right in front of me. Bedford. Morton. Hayward. Biddle. Gwinnett. We did Gwinnett. Hooper, I think we did. Pinkney is at least 2. Humphreys. Fitzsimmons. Foster. Bland. You know, I gave one away before when we were talking about secretaries. I actually said the name. Morton. Roberto. Sherman. Did we do regular Sherman? Yep. Marchant, I believe, is 2. Fitzgerald? Did we do that? No, it's Fitzsimmons is the correct answer. Fitzgerald, I don't think works. That's right. Jennifer. Heister. Bassett. Broom. St. Clair, I think we've done. Butler. Clark. Huntington. Smith, we did. Oh boy, still looking for that secretary from Pennsylvania. We did all the stuff, all of it. Huntington, we just tried. Livingston, I think we did earlier. That secretary. Nick, you really don't want to type the name. I literally told you the name. After you made fun of me. Scott. Middleton. Wolcott. McKean. There it is. Thompson. Okay, so it's Tom, T-H-O-M, son, no P. Thompson. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Otis. Shouldn't be there, but it is. Cushing. Nick, don't appreciate it so much. Stockton we did earlier. Paca, I think we did. Hartley, I don't remember doing, but maybe we did. Stone, I think we did. Taylor. King. Hosmer. Lovell, Dean, Dwayne. Oh, okay. Got some D's coming in. There's more. Holton. Rutledge. Oh, that's 2. Gary, I think we did. Scroll down a little bit. Crane, do we do? Nope. Van Dyke. Okay, we got a declaration signer and Constitution delegate from Pennsylvania. Dyer. Okay, there's another one. The guy who created the Panic of 1791, I believe it was, that Hamilton had to clean up. Ooh, Schuyler. Whoa, that's the longest we've ever waited for Schuyler to come up since the Hamilton play came out, which is before we were doing this. Floyd, Dwayne, we got Lawrence, King, did. Grout, first telegraph. Non-electrical telegraph. Alright, doing good. We need this. Okay, we got a Constitutional Convention delegate that did not sign from Virginia. Blunt, I've heard it's pronounced, but that's funny, so I don't think we're going to say that. Chester, no, that's close though. Sedgwick, Tillman, yes. Jennifer, we did. Goodhue, I think we did too. Hugh. We need an this person from Pennsylvania signed the Declaration and the Constitution. Putting it out there. Patterson. Did Leonard Mason. Gorham. Tomorrow's founder, actually. Ashley, that is who Tomorrow's about. Gilman. Langdon. Because I realized I hadn't published about him in 3 years, so it was time. Wingate. Coop. Ashley with the alphabetizing. Partridge. Crane. Houston. Hudson. Oh, Hudson. I was spelling it wrong before. Put the S before the T for some reason. Baldwin. Burke. Clymer. Wait, let me spell right. Clymer. Must have done it. J. We got John J pretty early. He usually goes pretty quick, but that's a correct answer, Jeremy. Dayton. Pierce. Pinkney. Pierce word? Pierce. Either. Alright, again. Lovell. Huger. Cushing. We did. Again, Constitutional Convention delegate. Oh, and an article signer from Virginia. Oof. Otis we got. This one from Pennsylvania. I'll give you a hint. There was a president later in American history that shares a last name with this guy. It's sometimes used as a first name. Folsom. Butler. Got Leonard we got. Grout we got. Right here. This one I want. There was not a Lexington. No. Sullivan we did not get. Cadwallader. Though I did meet a kid recently named Lexington, which I thought was cool. Harrison, I think we got. Oliver? No. Jackson, we got. Brearley and the Committee of Postponed Parts is actually going to be Sunday's founder. There we go. We're doing it. Scudder. Right here. I don't know how to tell. Oh, okay. The Neighbor and Home Improvement. Kinsey. Wisner. The Neighbor of Home Improvement is one of the most important legal minds of the Revolution. Right here. Right here. It might be above my head. You might not be able to see it. I'll scroll down. One of the most important legal minds of the Revolution. Borum. Herring. We're doing pretty good. I'm going to be disappointed. The Neighbor and Home Improvement. One of the most important legal minds. Gadsden. Yeah, sarcastic. You got Bartlett. I gave you a lot of credit for it. Gadsden. There are a lot of fun names, sarcastic. I can't help but think you were trolling me with your name. Gibson. Les Paul. Adams. Do we do Adams? Yeah, good. Wilson. There it is. Nick. Someone watched family programming in the 1990s. Lansing. Okay, Ashley, you got it too. I'll give you credit. Okay, we got this. This is an Irish-sounding name right here. Lo and behold. Let's see. We got most of New York. An article signer from New York. Constitutional Convention delegate from Massachusetts. Who to know? Good one. Caswell. Mercer, I think we did earlier. 12 more. Galloway, we got. Sherman, we got. Sheeman. Sturgis, we did not do. Trumbull, I think came along. Humphreys, also, I think we did. Humphreys, spelled with a Y. Ward, there it is. I was just about to give a hint for that, Ash. Sevier, Gadsden. I think we just did that. Did I type it? Yeah, okay. Warlet? No. I think you're thinking of Wharton, but I don't believe that's right. We got both Shermans. It's C-H-E-R. Sherman. We did it. I don't know how to spell it. Ask Ashley. She usually gets it right. Johnston, I think we did get. Vining, we did not. Bedford, Nathan Bedford. Oh, no, that's Nathan Bedford. That's the Ku Klux Klan guy. Strong. Randolph? Did we do Randolph? Yeah, we must have gotten it. Foster, that's a good one. Sevier, we just did. Let's see. We got Maryland. We got Connecticut. We got Delaware. We got North Carolina. Georgia. We're looking for a declaration signer from Georgia. Sumter. There it is, Ashley. Sherman. Yeah, we got it. It's like sure, man, but there's a C in there. CH. Alright. Gun. Conti. Is it Hall? There it is. Lyman Hall. Giles. Okay, so we're down here. We got Rhode Island. We got New Hampshire. We got Georgia. We got Delaware. We got North Carolina. Got Connecticut. And we've got Maryland. We've got New Jersey. We need a articles signer of South Carolina and a president of the Continental Congress whose son is in the play Hamilton. You got to get that name. You guys have to get that name. White, I think we got. Brown, we got. Grayson, we got. Houston, you get. Nick, it's Lorenz. But yeah, good, got it. Now we need an article signer from South Carolina. Bland, we got. It's the first one on the list, so I always notice it when it comes up. Article signer from South Carolina. Article signer from New York. Massachusetts, we got. Oh, we only need 4 more guys. Okay. Right here, we need a Constitutional Convention delegate from Virginia. I thought we did it. I actually thought we did it. No, we didn't do it because I gave the nickname. I said it's like we got Henry, but Henry was something at the beginning. Blair? Morris we got a little bit later than I like, but we got it. Like, it's an Irish version of Henry. Blaine. Nope. Blaine. Nope. Our. Ford. No. Blair. Nope. And we got Blair, so it would have worked. Again, we're looking for a Constitutional Convention delegate. He did not sign the document. He left early. It's an Irish version of the name Henry. Oh, Ashley, you did it. Mick Henry. Oh, I guess we already did it. Oh, that's not the guy? It's James something. His name is James something. No, it's not McEnroe. It's James something. Oh, now I can't even remember. Now I'm in my own head. 1 minute for 4 names, guys. Get them. Get them, get them, get them. This one is James McClurg. There it is. Oh, I clicked away. McClurg. There it is. Well played, Colonel. Not McKinley. He would live a long time later. Alright, we need 3 more names. Let's make it happen. Someone from... Oh, an article signer from Virginia. That's a tough one. I don't even know what hints to give. Article signer from New York. Randolph, I don't think it's Randolph. And we need an article signer from South Carolina. We need 3 article signers. We've got all these randos, but we're missing 3 article signers. Oh no, guys. Mason. Bannister. There's 1. 2 article signers, and I only got 3 seconds left. Oh, it's not going to happen. Oh, it's so disappointing. William Dewar. Oh, I thought we did that. Oh, Ashley, you put... Oh, you put... So, Ashley, you wrote A-U-E-R. You must have meant Dewar. And I thought you meant... Dyer. Where is he? There's a D-Y-E-R, and I thought that's who you meant. So that's kind of on me and you a little bit. We tied at losing that one, but we usually get him. It's funny because he's actually the one I was mentioning before when I was like, oh, the guy who almost single-handedly sunk the United States currency. And then William Henry Drayton's a fun guy because he's the one who tried to annex Georgia. He wanted to annex Georgia and make it a part of South Carolina. And Georgia was like, no, get out of here. And he hung around and kept pushing it. And then eventually the governor of Georgia put out a warrant for his arrest. Because we're not going to sell you our state, dude. Get out of here. But you know what? I'll pop myself back up here. You know what? Considering we went, what? Almost a month without playing at all? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good run. For the few people who are new here that popped in with some stuff, thank you guys. You're welcome aboard. We play trivia every Friday. I put out brief videos every morning that are pre-recorded about different American founders. There's so many of them, I can do a different one every day, and I do. Tomorrow is Nathaniel Gorham, Committee of Postponed Parts, the guy who spent most of the Constitutional Convention running the Constitutional Convention, not George Washington. Fun facts. On top of that, I got the new merch. It's such a simple, basic design that I came up with, and I love it. It's my own, like, stylized Betsy Ross frag. I'm really proud of it, and I put it on a bunch of stuff. Check out the link in the description below. Use the term Founder Fans to get 10% off. That means it's basically a cost. Got cool hoodies, Pursuit of Happiness, and a whole bunch of fun stuff. Cool stickers. They'll reflect the light. I'm not going to show you those. Got this cup. Wrapped around both sides. Thank you guys for coming. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of new stuff on there. I plan on adding a whole bunch more in the very soon near future. So check it out. Also, like I said, I don't know if anyone's commented on the Discord yet. But come at me on Discord if you are interested in playing. What's the game? Yeah, everyone hit like. That would be great. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for watching. Bye, Ashley. I'm going to play Revolution 1775. It's a board game, really. But tomorrow, I have it on the computer. You just download it on Steam. I think it's like $5. I don't really remember. It's been a while. Check it out. If you want to play, give it a run. See if you like it. Let me know. I will be happy to play. We'll stream it. It'll make it easy for you because you can see what I'm doing on my side. So we'll see if you can beat me. How much has my subs increased in the last 3 months? My subs slowly but steadily increasing. I think I'm about 1250 right now, which is not the most impressive thing in the world, but it's really cool for me, especially because we got a nice little group. I have a group of people that watch my morning videos usually, and then another group of people who come to these live things, which is why I want to do some more live things, like play the games and stuff like that, because you guys seem to have fun when I come on and just chit-chat, so come on, hang out. Thank you, Jeremy. It is great. I am really happy with it. Check out my new shirt. Okay, I'm sorry. I will have my shirts on for the rest of time. Yeah, and you're right, Colonel, and it is an extraordinarily niche topic we're talking about here. The American Revolution is pretty popular, but getting down to the nitty-gritty like this is a little different. Found me because of a project on Galloway. Oh, super cool. Well, Jeremy in the chat is actually a Galloway, as you can see from his last name. Galloway is a fascinating guy, with, as I'm sure you learned when you did your project, with this whole plan of union. Would have been really cool, and it's interesting how similar the plan of union was to the Constitution that ended up. So very cool. Yeah, I love it. The coolest part about this channel is I put out these short little videos every day about different people, and I find people either doing research on a person, or they'll leave a comment. Most of my comments are, "Hey, I'm related to this person," which I'm like immediately jealous of, but really happy to help because it's fun. I'm having fun. We're all having fun here. Now it is about 10 o'clock, so it is probably about time for me to go. I got a little late this week. I'm sorry, guys. Friday nights over the summer are a little more difficult than I realized when during the plague and wintertime, I never went anywhere. It was super easy, barely an inconvenience to be on time at 8:15 every Friday. I will always strive for that, and I will try and let you know what to do. I think the best place, like, I have a link to the Discord channel on the bottom if you guys are not accustomed to Discord. It's kind of like social media, but we have our own server, so it's just us. So it's easiest for me to communicate to you guys there. I have been really trying to be there more and more recently, but I will also post on here. So, you guys, thank you, Nick. It is a fun little team we've built. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you coming to watch. And everything else. One last time, I'm going to promote all the new stuff I I put a lot of time into like making it and putting it on the website. It's not like I don't expect to make $1 million on it. In fact, put in the discount code FounderFan, and you will basically be getting it at cost. But I would, since I did put in the work, and I made this stuff because I think it's cool and I want to wear it. I assume you guys do too. So if you do, it would be really cool if you bought it. So thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. The coolest thing you can do that helps the channel the most, as many of you have already done, is hit like, because then more people learn about the channel. YouTube boosts me in the algorithm, and we get more people playing, and we can... That one time we did it in 10 minutes. There was one time we got all 243 in 10 minutes. So the more people we get, the quicker we can do it. Thank you guys again. I will be out of here, and as always with trivia, I will leave you with the name of one of John Adams's properties, Peacefield.